Imagine being a powerful millionaire who controls boardrooms and billion-dollar deals but returns home one evening only to feel your world collapse when you see the unthinkable. Your daughter's arms marked red, trembling with fear, and her eyes silently screaming for help. What would you do? What would you uncover? Before you scroll, this story will tear your heart open, rebuild it, and shock you to your core. Stay till the end. It's not what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories that open eyes and break. Silence. Jonathan Remington was not the kind of man who came home without notice. As a self-made tech millionaire based in Manhattan, his life was governed by high-stakes meetings, exclusive events, and a schedule so tight that even his own daughter, 13-year-old Lily, sometimes felt like an appointment penciled in between board meetings. But that Wednesday, something felt off. Jonathan had left an investment roundtable early. His phone had buzzed 4 times from Lily's smartwatch location updates, a feature he insisted she wear for safety. The last ping had shown her walking in the backyard. It was nothing unusual until he saw the timestamp. 11:52 a.m. She should have been in school. Curious and slightly uneasy, he told his driver to head home instead of the office. When the limo pulled up to their estate in Long Island, the iron gates swung open slowly. Something in Jonathan's gut twisted. The house was quiet, too quiet. He entered silently, dropping his coat on the marble counter. He heard muffled footsteps upstairs. As he walked toward Lily's room, he heard a thud, followed by a quick shuffle and a soft sob. "Lily," he called, but no answer came. He opened her bedroom door gently and froze. She was sitting on the edge of her bed, sleeves rolled up. Her arms were marked angry red welts and faint purple bruises that hadn't been there 3 days ago. She quickly pulled her sleeves down, avoiding his eyes. "What happened?" he asked, but she looked away. "It's nothing, Daddy. I fell." The lie hit him like a slap. Jonathan wasn't just shocked, he was enraged. But the question was, who would dare hurt the daughter of Jonathan Remington? Jonathan didn't sleep that night. He sat in the dark study, going through security logs, call histories, and Lily's school reports. Everything seemed normal on paper. But as he dug deeper, he found red flags. Lily's grades had dropped in the last month. Her piano tutor had canceled sessions 4 times in a row. Her nanny, a woman named Teresa whom he had hired personally, had requested several unscheduled days off. He called the school the next morning. Principal Hartfield sounded rehearsed when she said, "Mr. Remington, everything has been fine. Lily's a sweet girl, just a bit shy lately." But Jonathan wasn't convinced. So he installed hidden cameras and waited. What he saw over the next 48 hours shattered him. Teresa, the nanny he trusted for 2 years, was verbally and physically abusing Lily. Subtle, calculated aggression. She would pinch her when she made a mistake, yank her by the wrist for not eating fast enough, and even lock her in the closet for discipline. But what hurt Jonathan more was Lily's silence, how she didn't cry out or scream, only nodded and obeyed like she believed she deserved it. Jonathan confronted Teresa the 3rd morning. She tried to deny it until he pulled out the footage. She collapsed into panic, begging for mercy, but he had already called the police. What happened next, however, was even more chilling. During questioning, Teresa confessed something unexpected: she wasn't acting alone. Teresa revealed that she had been hired by someone not the agency. Not Jonathan, but a woman who paid extra for discipline. When Jonathan pressured her for a name, she hesitated, then whispered, "Claudia." Jonathan's blood ran cold. Claudia was his ex-wife Lily's biological mother. They had divorced 6 years ago, and she hadn't seen Lily since. She had lost custody after being caught under the influence while driving with their toddler. In the back seat, Jonathan thought she had disappeared, maybe remarried and moved on. But this Why? And how had she gained access? Jonathan's mind spiraled, his guilt crushing him. He had been too focused on business, assuming money could create safety. But he hadn't noticed the rot growing under his own roof. With help from a private investigator, Jonathan traced Claudia to a shady therapy retreat in upstate New York. She was unstable, still angry, and filled with resentment. The investigator recovered a series of payments she made to Teresa under a fake name. Her plan had been cruel. Make Lily act out, get Jonathan labeled as a neglectful father, and regain partial custody. She wanted revenge. But what she didn't anticipate was Lily's strength. When Jonathan asked Lily why she never told him, her eyes welled with tears. "I thought you wouldn't believe me, or you'd send me away too." That sentence broke him. That night, Jonathan sat beside her bed, holding her hand like she was porcelain. For the first time in years, he canceled all his meetings. He promised her she'd never be alone again. And the story didn't end with Claudia's arrest. It barely began. Jonathan took a leave of absence from his company. He hired trauma therapists, changed every security protocol, and personally took Lily to school. Slowly, her eyes brightened again. She began drawing, laughing, trusting. But Jonathan wasn't done. He launched a foundation for child abuse survivors in honor of Lily's resilience. The foundation funded hidden camera devices, legal aid, and counseling for children too scared to speak. The media caught wind of the scandal. Jonathan didn't hide. He gave interviews, admitted his faults as a father, and begged others to never assume safety based on wealth or routine. Claudia was sentenced to 10 years. Teresa got 5. But the real justice was Lily reclaiming her smile. On her 14th birthday, she gave Jonathan a handmade card that said, "You saw me, Dad? You finally saw me." That line echoed louder than any boardroom applause he had ever received. One evening, while walking with Lily through Central Park, she asked, "Daddy, why did you come home early that day?" Jonathan paused. "Because something told me you needed me. And this time, I listened." And to anyone out there, if you've made it this far, remember some wounds wear invisible masks. Speak up, pay attention, and never assume silence means safety. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. More stories that matter, more voices that deserve to be heard. Coming next,